Hey guys,
Hello.
we're Killer Canyon.
This is Kill the Canon, and here is a special episode. Boo, boo, doo,
Boo,
boo,
boo.
doo.
We're doing a special. We just saw a movie. We're gonna talk about it, but we're gonna do more of these. And this is a new thing we're testing out. See how it
We're
works.
just testing the waters. It's basically just like I don't know.
It's called
Matt and
Matt.
Jed go to the movies,
Matt and Jed go to the movies,
and we go watch a movie, and then we come back and we film a brief little mini episode, telling you, hey,
mini episode,
yeah, this is. I'm predicting this will be like 12 minutes long.
something like that, under 20.
So yeah, if I win, I get a prize. Anyway, so the movie that we just watched was Fantastic Four.
We saw Fantastic Four.
The brand new Fantastic Four.
It was not fantastic.
It was not fantastic, but it wasn't terrible. Parts were terrible.
We it's funny. We literally just saw us. We walked out of the movie theater 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
We came to my house. We're in a spare bedroom, Jed's old room.
Yep.
And we're filming this. So this is like direct reactions. We barely talked about it just from setting up.
Yeah, we talked a little bit, but didn't really go over too much. So let Matt go ahead and you start.
Okay, let's get in. Let's take it act by act. There's 3 acts. There's 2 time jumps in the movie.
Now it's crazy because I mean you can kind of tell like that the movie splits by act by the time jumps almost.
Yeah.
Because I mean the first act, I mean it's split in half by one of the time jumps.
Yeah.
But I mean it's pretty much over not too long after that time jump.
Yeah. So there's like I think 2 scenes. But so the first act is basically Reed and Ben as kids.
Yeah.
And so that wasn't bad. Like
It was pretty good.
it was like I didn't really like the fact of because Reed was just weird. Like
He's
you know what I mean?
kid.
Like he's weird, but he's a weird kid in the comics. So I mean I get it, but it's just like I don't feel like they portrayed Reed as a kid like as best as they could.
True.
But it was still good. Like showing how Reed is weird was good.
Yeah, I mean it was okay. I mean the thing I really liked about it though was the relationship between Reed and Ben. Like
Yeah.
I mean like it's a random friendship, but I mean that's how it was in the comics too.
Yeah,
I mean
like
and,
it's closer. This movie was closer resembling to the comic than the original one from whatever 10 years
which
ago.
is weird because it's a lot's not like the comic at all. But
Well,
that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
The thing though that I really liked about the beginning was it had a really like Spielbergian feel to it almost. Like kind of almost like Super 8 like
Yeah, that's what I was
Spielberg
just going to say. It
stuff.
reminded me of Super 8.
Yeah, like especially when they're doing the experiments together and all
Yeah.
that, and then like the shots in the high school. Like,
Definitely.
I mean, the principal at the high school. I mean, he was kind of just your generic dickhead,
Just an
authoritative
asshole, yeah.
figure.
Back to
with
the Future.
really cliched fucking dialogue. But I mean, all in all, though, it was pretty good. It was off to a good start.
Yeah, I mean, and people were like, "Oh, it's so bad of a movie," and we read that article today, and we're like, "Man."
There's this article on Film School Rejects, and it's called I think it's the hidden quality of Fantastic Four. And I think the big thing that I got out of that article, which is why we went to go see this movie right away, was it specifically mentioned that there is a noticeable dive in quality after a marker 2/3 of the way into the movie that says 1 year later.
Which is the second time jump.
Yeah, it's the second time jump. But when it does that, he said, just pay attention. As soon as that happens, it's a noticeable nosedive in quality.
And we noticed it.
So we went through watching the movie, and we watched, the first act. It was like, okay.
So, yeah, first act they were kids. Second act was what?
The second act was basically
7 years later?
Yeah, it was like the montage of sorts of them Reed's rise to fucking working on the project. Yeah. And then the huge montage scene, which is weird because, I mean, one of the things I thought was weird about the movie, and I was telling you in the parking lot just now, is it almost felt like when you watch Spider-Man or something on TV, like network television, and how it's kind of edited for time.
Yeah, like it's really like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, everything is just like the pacing is way too fast.
Thrown
like,
at you.
They don't really give you much room to breathe. And I mean, it makes it like... Because in the third act, there's this whole thing. It's like, we're family. And family means sticking together, which it's part of the dumbass third act. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But because it's so quick, it doesn't feel like any of those moments are really deserved. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't really become friends. It's kind of like, really, they're friends? They consider themselves a family? It's weird.
I mean, the only people that really you get the sense of their being friends is Ben and Reed.
Yeah, because they give that relationship room to breathe. But I mean, Ben and Sue never speak to each other.
You get the sense that they know each other from
Yeah.
the year skip that when they get their powers to.
Yeah.
This is spoilers, by the way. If you're watching this, we're talking about everything.
Yeah, we're gonna go through it bit by bit. I mean, if you haven't watched Fantastic Four, then
Don't want. I'm gonna put that at the beginning of note. Spoilers, but yeah.
Yeah, just
You get the sense that Ben and Sue have known each other for that whole year, and they've had conversations. They've gotten to know each other a little bit, at least, just from the
Kinda.
context of. I hope at least,
Yeah.
but they never straight out say that. They never it's never implied. You just gotta assume that they've had conversations.
yeah, it's an assumption, but it's also you can't be forced as the moviegoer to make just that assumption though.
Yeah.
Like they don't let those scenes breathe at all, and that's
I don't
a
think
problem.
there's one scene in the whole movie where Ben and Sue say anything to each other.
No, not once. It's kind of crazy. I mean, Sue and her own brother never really speak to each other. They have a few.
I
lines
think there's
of
two
dialogue.
scenes where they say
Two
something
or
to
three,
each other. Yeah.
and but anyway, though, like we're getting ahead of ourselves, though. Like
Yeah.
I want to talk about the second act for a bit because the second act of the movie is where it really starts to shine.
Yeah.
like
There's cool science parts.
yeah, they introduce Victor, and I mean,
Yeah,
Victor Von
Victor.
Doom is the worst part of the movie and I mean
Definitely.
it's Tony Kebbell, I believe.
I don't know his name, but
He's the bad guy from Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, the bad ape.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I mean, he's a good actor. He's solid, but he just really he never brought Victor Von Doom into his own. You know what I mean?
I mean, as Doom,
Mm.
he's in what? 2 scenes?
We'll get to that though.
Yeah.
Though. Like Victor plays a pretty central part in the whole Fantastic Four upbringing, I guess you could
Yeah.
say. I mean, I think it's kind of weird that the mission proper, Sue doesn't even go with them on it. It's Victor
gets,
in their
like,
place.
Blasted by aftermath of what happened and got her powers.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, wouldn't she think that she would go on that mission with them? But I don't know.
So,
in any case,
yeah.
the scene that immediately follows that is probably one of my favorite action movie scenes of the year, and it's because it's so damn unexpected. Like the transformation scene.
Yeah, that was
Is
really cool. Like,
fucking
so
scary
basically,
as shit.
they go into I'm calling it from the comic, the negative zone.
Yeah, sure.
And they as soon as they get there, Victor's obsessed with the energy he sees, and they go down there. It takes a few minutes, and then Victor touches it. Of course, being a dumbass, he wants to fucking touch it, knowing it's a comic book movie. It's like, don't touch the shit.
Yeah, you know what that actually reminded me of, and it's funny that the timing was good on this. Wet Hot American Summer, first day of camp, when he goes with the spoon,
he's like,
and he's
tastes like
this is
chemicals."
toxic waste.
Yeah,
Judging
it's
by this
toxic.
taste, the consistency.
Then he takes one on the road. He's like, let me get one more.
Like that's exact because he just reaches into the fucking.
And it's like the
slime.
same shade of green almost.
Yeah, and he's just like the energy. I feel it. I was like,
But yeah.
reach into some alien substance like
God
that.
damn it. And so that happens, and then as soon as he fucking touches it, the whole fucking place starts blowing up and shit. And they're trying to escape, and that leads them to where they actually get their powers and how it actually happens, which is really cool. So,
Yeah, they all get hit, and then basically Reed wakes up in the destruction aftermath in
Well, you want
back in the lab.
to you want to say how when they're trying to leave, Sue needs to help them out because
that's
their
right. Yeah,
their
Sue
pod.
Sue needs to help them out, so she's trying to get them to come back because the pod's
Yeah,
fucking
because
up.
the pod's
And then
defunction.
she finally gets it to activate, and they come back. But then the aftermath of the planet flipping the fuck out,
It just
and
causes some explosion or some shit.
Johnny just gets set on fire out of nowhere. All
Yeah,
these rocks start
his
flying at
his
Ben.
pod I think catches on fire,
Yeah.
and so then the fire is just what makes them when they transport back fire on him, and Ben gets rocks stuck in his pod because his door flies open and rocks are flying around, and so that's what makes him the thing. I guess if neither of them had those things happen to them, they would turn up like Reed. They'd all be stretchy.
Maybe. I mean, but then again, it's just Sue is invisible.
Yeah,
It's just-
but she wasn't there, so
I
she
know.
had blasted by it. Reed was involved.
I mean, I don't know, but
Yeah.
either way, though, the scene directly after of they're going through the transformation. So Reed wakes up and his helmet is cracked and everything's fucked up, and he keeps hearing Ben scream, "Help me, Reed, help me!"
We're at 10 minutes.
What's that?
We're at 10 minutes.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
From
Fuck it.
from a pile of rubble, and he's like, "Oh my God, Ben, I'm coming for you!" And he sees his leg is trapped underneath a pillar or something like that.
Some
and so
piece
he
of
starts
shit.
crawling, and as he's going, he realizes he can't get to Ben, and he turns and he's horrified because he sees his leg is fucking stretched out, so he passes out. And what follows is probably one of the scariest scenes I've ever seen in a major tentpole superhero movie. I mean, it's just like, it's body horror type stuff. I mean, it's like David Cronenberg directed the Fantastic Four. I mean, it's fucking insane. You just see Johnny, freaking out, just burning Eternal on fucking...
And Sue's laying there just
just fading in and out
yeah.
of sight. And then, you cut to fucking Reed, and he's stretched out on the table, and he's like, "What the fuck did you guys do to me?"
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was
I
cool.
liked how when you see it cuts to Ben and like his arm is stuck to him because it's like he hasn't like come out of the rocks yet. Like,
yeah, exactly. Cool. No, I mean, that whole scene was really well done, and that was the last good scene.
The whole movie up to right there
was solid. I mean, I have a friend of mine, I think it was Alex Johnson, that said on my Facebook post asking what everybody thought of the movie before I saw it, and he said that he's been telling everybody to just leave when you see 1 year later. And I would probably tell people the same thing. I mean, like, don't get curious. Just trust me.
It's stupid.
It doesn't make any sense what happens.
Because after. It cuts to after the year. Whatever.
It says 1 year later.
And then it's like all of a sudden they're like action heroes in like the military. And it's like they all have like somewhat mastered their powers.
But they gloss over all of that. They just, it literally pops up into them. It's like, oh, well, you guys are working on your powers. You work for the government now. So get to work. And like it shows these things in the background on news caps. Like the thing has been whooping ass across the world. Yeah. Like, as basically
make any
just
sense.
He just kind of comes in and just fucks shit up for the government. Not only does it not make any sense, they don't show it in the movie, which... In a movie that only has one action scene that we'll get to later, I mean, doesn't that seem kind of lacking? I mean, it's kind of fucked up. It seems like
there's no motive. There's no explanation. It just happened. Like, they're in the government now. Cool.
Yeah, it just seems like a really weird thing for Fox to do. And I'm blaming Fox for this one, too, because Josh Trank seemed like... You can tell from the first 2/3 of the movie the type of movie that he wanted to make.
It was very sciencey, and there was like this feel, like this low-key feel, and all of a sudden it turned into a fucking superhero movie out of nowhere.
It didn't feel like he wanted to make a superhero movie so much as... the horrors that you would go through if this happened to you. Yeah. And then what you have to deal with in the process. And that's the movie I wanted to see, and I thought I was watching... But then
we got tricked.
Yeah, it was.
We got rickrolled.
It was fantastic. No, it's seriously, it's the equivalent of like fucking you're getting the world's best blowjob, and you're like, yeah, this is amazing.
And she busts
and
then she
fucking looks up, and then it's just never gonna give you up, like
with a doom face.
Just a doom. Oh god, Dr. Doom looks so fucking bad.
So by the end of the movie, the climax,
hey,
all of a sudden, you're getting climax. Okay, so basically, like. They go back to the negative zone.
Yeah.
Doom is there.
Yeah. Out of nowhere.
Just hanging out for a year.
We probably didn't mention this if you haven't watched it. If you're watching this for spoilers purposely, then I'll just tell you flat out. Doom, of course, he's the guy on the mission. He's the red shirt. He's the one who they're trying to say, let's get out of here. He falls and he falls into the fucking the weird energy.
But anyway, so Doom is there. They bring him back. Because they're trying to save his life. And for some fucking strange ass, no bullshit reason, he wants to go back and destroy Earth.
Yeah, he just wants to destroy Earth. He's in the fucking year that he spent there and somehow survived on this planet. He's like, I like this place. I'm going to destroy Earth. But
then like everyone in the fucking movie is against him going back. It's like, if he wants to go back, just fucking let him go
he's
back.
Like, if you keep me here, I'm going to destroy Earth. Like, doesn't that seem like the rational thing to do?
I was like, all right, later, like, let him go.
Like, I mean, it's just, I don't know, even for a movie, like, most movies try to paint the military or cops or authority figures as dumber than they really would be. But that's even ridiculous.
It was just like, he's a bad guy. Just let him do it. Like, he's already dead.
Yeah, just send him back. Be dead. It makes no effect on anybody. Like, I mean, the whole purpose the government was going back for was so they could create super soldiers. Yeah. Like, they had no intention of actually curing the Fantastic Four.
They kept saying they were, but they weren't.
Yeah, like, Sue was like, oh, they're going to cure us. And Franklin Storm's like, yeah, you're going to get cured. And the rest, and Johnny's like, seriously?
And like, nah. So that basically, they go there, and then Victor goes back to the negative zone, and then just is intent on blowing up Earth for some fucking reason. And then... some fucking way he creates a portal to Earth from there. And I'm like, why didn't he just use that to get there in the first place?
Yeah.
And then like he telekinesis all these rocks, and then the Fantastic Four figure out a way to force field into the portal, and then they all of a sudden have mastered all of their powers, including Reed, which needs his suit to use his powers, and then Doom just destroys it, and then all of a sudden he can master it without the suit, like on a blink of an eye.
Now,
And
let me ask you something, Matt. Have you ever
damn.
watched the G.I. Joe cartoon?
yeah,
You remember Destro?
yeah,
Combine Destro with like X-Men Origins Deadpool, and that's Doctor Doom. Am I right? Like, just think, like
Yeah.
Silverface Destro.
yeah.
It's
No,
ridiculous. Like,
That's spot on. And Doom looks horrible.
Doom looks bad.
Like,
Everybody else looks pretty good. I mean,
he looks
things
kind of cool with
considered.
his hood on, which we don't know where the hood came from.
It was kind of weird. I pulled Matt aside. Like, we weren't really talking through this movie like we do with like all the bad movies we watch.
We wanted to watch it. I was see if it was bad.
I pulled him aside and I was just like, where did he get clothes?
I was close because I was like, maybe he used parts from his suit, but it turns out his suit fused to him. That's why he's all metal looking.
So,
but
like,
still,
it raised more questions than.
I don't know.
And that's a problem, though. If I'm wondering where his
don't know.
clothes came from, then something
you know?
is
I don't
seriously
know.
wrong. I mean, if you know, fucking tell us. I don't.
You
nobody
know,
gives-
tell me in the comments. I want to fucking know.
Like, is there some kind of
Where
like
did
third
this-
world labor force on that planet that we don't know about?
There's like
that's
a green hood.
just like a sweatshop that
Yeah.
makes green hoods for supervillains.
Maybe he teamed up with Arrow.
Maybe.
But anyways, so
Just a crossover we didn't know about.
and then everyone has mastered their powers, and they all like pull some shit out their ass and figure out this bullshit way to stop them, and it just blows up
It was
everything.
it was only like 5 minutes long too.
yeah.
Like, that fight scene was
Like,
ridiculous.
how did Johnny Storm he crashed through one of these giant fucking stone pillars, and like that's what solved everything.
Yeah,
And fucking the Thing punched him into the portal.
it's really weird. It's almost surreal in a way because you're watching a relatively enjoyable film for about an hour and 15
It was
minutes.
good. I mean, it was good till the 1 year. If you're
I
watching
was-
this and haven't seen it yet, you're just listening to these spoilers. Like, it's up to you. You can literally walk out the 1 year and be like, that was a cool sci-fi movie.
Yeah, I mean, it was nifty. I mean, it seriously just felt like an edited for TV movie of, just something that could have been really cool. It was missing a lot of character development that would have made an otherwise good movie, the first 2/3, I mean, a great movie. Because it was on its way to being something really special for a superhero movie.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, it's just
sucked.
corny CGI, awful quips, and that fucking ending. What the fuck?
The very last scene. I'm not going to spoil that, so I'll let you guys see the very last scene. It was like,
It's fantastic.
it was just like, what are you talking about? Anyways, so yeah, I give that like a 3.
Dude, I
was-
can't
it was-
even give it a 3. I gotta give it a 5 down the middle because the ending was fucking awful. But the first,
I enjoyed it so much, and the ending, I was just like, this movie sucks.
Yeah, and it's all because of that fucking ending. And the thing is like, I mean, what's your take on this? Like, I get the vibe that they really took control out of this movie from Josh.
No,
Trank.
like I feel like they agreed, like, oh yeah, man, everything he did to the end was like good, but at the ending, I don't feel like they did it right. Like, we're gonna change it to make it shitty, and then that's gonna be a good ending.
yeah, like I feel like they told him this isn't superhero-y enough.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. Because it was like super science. The movie was all about science and like
Yeah.
Reed being smart and Victor being smart, and there was no like, bam, I'm Batman shit in there.
Yeah, there was
and
none of
so
that.
they
Like,
were like, we need to do a scene with that.
The scene from the trailer that I'm sure most of you have seen where the Thing drops from the helicopter, that super awesome scene that actually got me back on board with it. That's not in the movie at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say that didn't even happen. Like,
Yeah, I mean, the only action that was in any of the trailers isn't in the movie.
well, there's like one tiny little scene right after the 1 year mark, somewhere in the middle there, where like the Thing and Reed fight for like 2 seconds.
It's like 2 seconds. He socks Reed. No, he headbutts Reed and Reed passes out.
And
That's
then
not-
Reed
doesn't even
dodges
count.
some bullets, but it's like literally like 30 seconds.
Yo, Reed dodging those bullets was pretty cool though.
Yeah, Matrix shit. But it was like 30 seconds. But anyway, so yeah, I give it a 3. Like, it sucked. The ending just killed it. Like,
Yeah. Now, I mean, the thing is I'm still gonna give it a 5. So I guess we meet in the middle and then just
Yeah, it's a
agree
4.
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. That's
I
solid
mean, like,
for what it was.
I still don't think it's a worse movie than, like, say, Ghost Rider, the second one.
No,
Or
it was good. It was shot well. The cinematography looked good.
But I do think, like, people are kind of shocked that Batman and Robin has a higher score on Rotten Tomatoes, but Batman and Robin is at least funny.
I mean,
Fantastic Four is not funny at all.
at least Batman and Robin was consistently bad through the whole movie
Yeah.
instead of being good and bad.
I mean, it was almost bad good.
It was almost so.
I mean, Fantastic Four, I want to... I'm hoping that enough footage still exists out there that one day
Do a
we can see the
director's cut.
Josh Trank edit.
Yeah, I want
like
direct-
I want to see
literal
the
director's cut.
I want to see the movie that he wanted to make, and I want to see if it actually is better than this.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Trank will never see this video, but if you're watching this ever, Josh Trank, like
We loved your movie.
yeah, like the idea
good.
of your movie, like I got what you were going for, and it was fucking almost tight. Send it to us.
Please, I want to watch it. I'm sure it's good.
Invite us to your house. Let's fucking
Josh
let's
Trank,
watch it.
yo.
I'll buy you a drink because you got done dirty on this one. Like,
So
I love Chronicle.
Yeah,
Chronicle was
Chronicle's
tight,
tight.
man.
Michael B. Jordan though.
Michael B.
So,
Jordan. Good
yeah.
cast too.
So
Didn't get enough room to shine in this movie.
This was a Fantastic Four movie special. Matt and Jed go to the movies.
Matt and Jed go to the movies, and there's no special theme for this one.
Nah,
So
we're gonna. It'll probably just be the Kill the Canyon thing. If you liked what we're doing here, this little 20-minute episodes, like we're at 21 right now. Probably because I'm editing a little bit off, but anyways,
just go ahead and just leave us feedback on what you think.
Leave us a comment.
These are the
check
videos
this
for
out.
people like you, Timmy, that think we should have 20-minute
Joey,
episodes.
John Paul. I'm gonna call all you guys out. Here's your 20-minute episode. Okay.
This is your 20-minute episode. Enjoy, guys.
So go see the movie. Tell us if you liked it or not. If it was bad. If you agree with us. If you disagree with us, tell us why. Leave a comment. Hit us up on Twitter. I'm at the Hydra55.
And I'm at the Jed Gentry. And you can find both of us at Kill the Cannon.
At Kill the Cannon. We just put up new promos today.
Yeah, we did.
That's cool.
I wish we had the American flag.
Shout out to Edwin. Those
Yeah.
look good.
Edwin, they look really good. Edgar, your theme.
I left my chair at Edgar's house.
Yeah.
Fuck. 'Cause
Edgar.
we filmed his episode yesterday, so you're gonna see this first.
Yeah, you're gonna see it. This is us in the future.
We're in
it's
the
weird
future.
because you're gonna see something we filmed yesterday in 3
In 3
weeks, but
weeks.
you're gonna see this
Like probably
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
That's
or the next
fucking
day.
wild.
So
It's
yeah.
like there's two different Kill the Cannon universes. It's the Kill the
We're in
Cannon
the Fantastic
multiverse.
Four universe right now.
All right, so
So,
this is universe X, and that's universe Y.
Anyways, so
Kill the Cannon multiverse.
thanks for watching.
T-shirts coming soon.
Share merch coming soon. So see you guys later.
Peace.